Well, I guess no one else is here yet. And if they come, they're a bit late, so we should begin. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Thanks, Mama.
Thank you. And good afternoon. This is my conclusion, as you know. Before I started, I want to share this conclusion to you. Since I've been teaching in the vocational high school for 17 years, I think that the less is more. And also this time I learned from QT in Brisbane. I learned that simple, practical, and give the students what they need, not what I want. Okay, thank you. And this is me. Conclusion. I did it on purpose because I know that it's easy to get asleep. Okay. I'm teaching in Pingdong, and maybe I'm the only one who teaches in a private school. And we are an old private vocational high school. And since these 5 or 7 years, we have a change to the high school students. There are 8 departments in our school. Okay, so life is difficult because every class we have 50 to 55 students in a class. We have so many students. So how can I involve this? How can I get these students involved the English class? It is a question. Sometimes it's just like that, to be or not to be. This is a big question. And also my school in Pingdong, and the students are really poor just like granny school. But we are better than that because we are in the city, or in Pingdong city. So this time I'm just doing the reading activity, and as I say that the less is more. So I only choose one topic for one department to do that. Okay, there are 3 steps, as you know. And the reason I choose this topic, it's a night market. We have a debate. It's easy. Night market, a debate is 2 parts. And the reason why I choose this is because the students we are in the south of Taiwan, and they are short of recognizing the literary value for the reading. So it's a reading activity which is designed for them. And living in Pingdong, they seldom come to Kaohsiung. It's interesting one. They enjoy and stay in Pingdong. And after school, I asked them, after school, what are you doing? Did you go to Kaohsiung? No. They say no. I said, then after school, what are you doing? Go on internet, sleep, do some part-time job, something like that. So sometimes I will mention some news, and they don't know what happened in the world or what happened in the society. So this is why I want to design this for them. And the second is the students I choose, they are the 3rd grade vocational high school. They major in Japanese. They major in Japanese. So because they have some class about the tourists, of course in Japanese. But I think English is just like the Japanese. You have maybe after you graduate from vocational high school, you will be a guide, or you will do something about maybe something about traveling. So I choose this for them, and I wish that they can use this ability to deal with the news. And so the third, I wish that they can get some information from the English news. The fourth is they know how to communicate with others. Since they are major in Japanese. They need to talk, but not only in Japanese. They have used in English. It's just the same. And there's 5 or 6 or 7, and mostly, just like Granny said, some of them are nonsense. But I wish that I can teach them this, since I did teach for about 17 years. I know that teaching just a short time, but learning is a lifetime thing. So I wish them can compare something with them, and they can appreciate their life and treasure it. And this is my lesson plan. I only teach them in writing and reading, only 2 subjects. And there are Japanese program, and there are 46 students. As I know, when they are in first grade, there are 55 students. Then some leave, and on the 3rd grade they have 46. But this is a big class still. But in my school, this is small one. And so there are something that, because just like that grading, only 1 week we have 2 hours. 2 hours. So since they are the 3rd grade students, I choose a topic familiar for them, and because it is easy for them to collect the information they need. And also the place I choose in classroom, and also we have another class. It's a big class. Later I will show you the video. I prepared lots of a video for you because this time you want to get asleep, and you're not here to hear my theory. You can read than me and read better than me. But I just want to know how do I do this program. I think that you should to see how do I do this. It's more practical, just as I said, simple, practical. Okay. You can see that. I don't need to read. If you have any question, you can ask me. But there's the one thing that I want to mention is about the topic I choose. And you know, there's the big news about the night market. It is also about the Shida night market. There has a lot of progress about that. But the students in the south of Taiwan, they just know, oh, night market is a good place for eating, for playing. But they didn't know that the night market will arouse some problems, which they never think about that. So I choose this. And also some of our students' parents, they make a living in night market. So I wish this will give them more to think about it. Okay. And the resources comes from the internet. As I know, the students in Pingdong, the students come to Kaohsiung. Sometimes maybe it's divided, a river, a Gaoheng river divided to city. They live in their paradise. They enjoy it. They don't care anything about the outside world. So I wish that you must know that after you graduate, maybe you'll go to the city. You'll go to the other place of Taiwan. So you need to know how to find some information to help yourself to survive. So I choose this, which means that you can use the internet to choose or to search some information you need. You have to know how to deal with it. Okay? The time I teach at about 200 minutes, about 4 classes. But actually I prepared, the time I prepared is more than this, because the students, they just want to do the activity. So if you want them to learn something, you have to prepare well in advance. Then they can learn from the activity. Yeah? And the others, you can see the values. Okay? This is the schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4 are divided. And I have to say that the first class in the introduction to the market is start from me. I search for some PPT about the night market. But as you know, their English ability is very poor. So I choose the information the PPT is right in Chinese. Later I will show it for you. The second, I want them to collect and read the proverbs. So I prepared the article from the internet to give them to read. And the third is a debate. The debate. This is very interesting and funny. They love this class. They say, can we continue? I say, no, I'm sorry. I need to take a rest. I love this part. And the last is the discussion, the report. This is a procedure, and you can see this the presentation and 1, 2, 3. 2 are PPT and 1 is video, and I want to show you how did I do this. And of course, I will give them some reading article, and you can see from here. This is an article. Maybe this article is very hard for them. Yeah, but I will show you that 1 and 2 articles here. It's stuck. Okay, which means that I should. This is 2 articles here. Okay, one is long, another is short. And I give this for students. I want them to read, just scan this article. Don't read too much, because they will lose their interest. Yeah. They see lots of English, they say, I'm dizzy, I don't want to see it. So I say, it's okay, just scan it. You know what I'm talking about? Say, yeah, in English we don't know, but in Chinese, yeah, of course we know. Then I said, okay, I'll give you something else. So I prepare this for them. This is the teaching material I choose for them, the PPT. The music you hear is very popular in Taiwan. It's the music of the night market. So the students hear this music and they feel excited because it connects to their life. Maybe in Chinese, but they will get more interested about it. It is sing in Taiwanese. If you know people speak Taiwanese. They love it. But sometimes we just show the PPT without the music, they will feel boring. But when I have a company with the music, which they are familiar, they will focus on the PPT. Yeah. And for the teacher, the PPT is easy to get from the internet. You just type the night market PPT or nightmarket.com.doc, and you can choose lots of. But since the students they live in Pingdong, they seldom go to the other place. So the PPT I show them the night market, the famous night market. Now is a national night market. They belong to Taichung or Taipei. I want to introduce them. Maybe it's a night market, but it's different. It's really different according to the place. If they can not understand the music, will make them feel relaxed. Sometimes it just they will sing a tune with it. Okay, so I prepared for this material for two part of. One to, and also I have choose the MTV, which was produced by the foreigner. The foreigner, they made this MV. So I want to show them that the foreign, because the last year, every year, our class, our school, they have 2 or 4 or 3 foreign students. They will come to our school for learning for 1 year. So sometimes they wonder that the night market we see in here, what the foreigner see our night market. So this is a different, another view for them to see the night market. But this is a big one. So when the students they see this video, I will say, oh, if you have time, you go to Taipei, you can have a big one. We love to eat. Also, being an English teacher, we have to keep talking in class. Keep talking in class. Sometimes I will feel tired. So I will choose some MV or choose some between, such like this one. They have 5 minutes. I can take a break for myself. Okay, this is also easy to get from the YouTube. And also, when I introduce the night market about the English reading, but also I can ask them how do you take use of this information. If you don't understand about the English, it's okay. You have to have the prior knowledge, because we know the prior knowledge is very important for reading. And if I show them or I demonstrate them, it's easy. It's easy for me to get information. Then it will be easy for them to get more. And then we'll know how to find this information. Then if they have prior knowledge, it's easy for me to teach reading. Then I ask them to read reading the article I give to them, and then I show them some PPT and some MV, some prior knowledge. Then I ask them go back the divided group. We have a 4 group. The first group is the vendor in night market, and the other is the residents, and the other is the official, the officials of Taipei City Hall. The 1 to 3 is the news set. Then they have some debate on the news. And the last one, I tell them that you are official of Pingtung County. If we have the problem in Pingtung, if you are the official, what would you do? So there are 46 students divided into 4. So one group about 10 or 12 students. And they have to collect the material. And because we're going to have a debate, let's enjoy the debate. They will collect. And also I have to say that the debate, they are afraid. They say, teacher, should we speak in English? I said no, in Chinese. You can debate in Chinese, and later we'll do the English. So later you will see the video. And also I give them this. I divide them into, because they never done the debate before. Even they are 18, but they never have this class. So I have to introduce the procedure for them, and I divide them into 4 groups and give them each a name card. And then we'll put in here. Some students put in here, some put in here, and whatever they like, you put in here. It's okay. They love it. And also I have to tell them the procedure about the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I write it in Chinese because just like John said, that reading is for fun, enjoy. Don't ruin their interest. So as they don't know too much about English, so I think the first thing is to arouse their interest about this. Okay. And also have prepared the report, report for them. Okay. Then we move. This is the 3rd class. Then we move to another class, the dancing class. The dancing class is the big one, very big. So I will make a shoot, and the students, you can see there are 2 parts. I have the debate, and this is some of the debate. This is me. Our students, they will go to the trash can to find the paper and write it. Then some students will like, I say, it's okay. They are excited. There are 3 parts. On this part is the vendor, and the left is the resident, and this is the official of Taipei City, and behind it is the Pingtung City, official Pingtung City. One of these students, she went to the university right now. Yeah, because she majored the volleyball. She's very nervous. This is the official, the government official of Taipei City. You said she really like the officials. As you can see, there are some students that make a note. They are the official in Pingtung City. Okay, and the last class, the students will go up. So this is the first debate. The first debate that we have divided them into 3 parts. The Mandarin, the resident, and then the Taipei city officials. And then the next time is the, okay. Then this is the last, the Taipei, the Pingdong city, the official Pingdong city, that they will do the conclusion and some improvement if these things happen, if this question happen in Pingdong, what would they do? And also I have made the video for them. This is the video that I will show you. The students enjoying the letters. They will say, I'm so stupid. I will prepare my material so well. How come I cannot speak it out? So they know how to collect the information by themselves. Okay. And later as I know the English, the reading, I give them 2 articles, so I ask them to scan them. Then after the debate, we do study the reading again, sentence by sentence. And I show them how to read this article. After this, the students, they say, if I have a dictionary, I will know what the sentence we're writing about. I think this is good for them. Since I have only left 4 minutes, I will show you about this, the students, the whole debate. teaching reflection that I think that there are the third grade, maybe some material, some information they should prepare for themselves. Maybe if I have the time to do this again, I will ask them to do the PPT or to make the DOC or the article they made by themselves. I think maybe they can do that. And also, I should design some question for my monitor what they learned, and do some reflection thinking. I have to do some reflection thinking, but I just did it in Chinese. And maybe next time I should do some in English. And if I have more time, I will ask them to write 50 to 100 words English writing. But I think that is a very hard work for me to correct this, but I should do this. And also, this is my personal reflection. I think a teacher, a designer, and the conductor are circular. And also, the teacher should prepare material by themselves. As I know that right now, the publication, they have to prepare lots of material for the teachers. And some teachers, they didn't have the ability to prepare their own material, teaching material. I think if you have time, if you can prepare by your own material, teaching material, it's yours, not the others. And only you understand your student well, not the publication. And speak English first, then read. And also, this time I learned one thing from Australia, that we always think we should teach to reach some good result. But I think that if the students they have a bad experience in learning English, that is good. You should ask them, what did you, if you don't have this good experience about learning English, but you have to do something with it, what would you do? I think the good, no matter the experience is good or bad, it's a good experience for them. The parents in Taiwan, we want the students to learn lots of things. And everything you have to learn, you have to be better. No, it's impossible. Believe me. I have a daughter, she is 18 now. And I don't think this is good. I think if he can have a confidence, have a good life attitude, and he like to learn, that is important. Just like I learned in QT. The teacher won't teach lots of things to you. They teach, did you enjoy it? Did you like it? As Lauren always said, did you like it? You like it? If I like it, then I will learn it by myself. Yeah, this is what I learned. And the last one is, since the first week, I got a backache. So I will think the last one is you have to keep healthy. Don't waste too much time. Get angry to your students. Just like when you say, don't get furious about your students. You must keep healthy, keep to learn, and take a break. This is very important. And last one, simple, practical, and what they need to your students. Thank you. And do you have any question? Anyone have any question? No? No. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
Okay, can you, I'm struggling to get the order here. So at first they get the PowerPoint that shows them the information about Shiga Nana.
First I gave them two articles.
Right.
Two English articles.
Two English articles.
Article.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're in English.
Yeah.
Then the next thing they get is a PowerPoint about the Shiga Nana in Chinese.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was the next thing they do?
Debate. They're preparing for their debate.
Okay, so is there an English product at the end of all of the debate and so on? Do they produce anything in English?
No.
Right. Okay, so they're getting information in English to start with,
Yeah.
and then switching to using it in the language that they know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after that, I have to do the reading again. We have to do the reading again because sometimes they know and lots of English for them is hard, is difficult for them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to read as they see so many vocabulary they don't know and they want to use the dictionary. But after this, I will tell them after debate, I say, okay, next class we will discuss the 2 English articles. Then they will go to find the dictionary and write to check the vocabulary and try to know what is this sentence they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a book which it's a while ago now. I was in Japan teaching. How long ago was it? Probably 12 years ago. There was a book called J Talk. It was very interesting because it was aimed at junior high school and senior high school students. But the whole book was about Japan. Everything in it was about Japan, which was very interesting because it was all using English, but the subject matter was familiar to them and knew what they were talking about. And a lot of the time you hear, oh, students should learn culture when they're learning English as well. Yeah, well, maybe later, but teenagers don't care about other cultures, they only care about themselves, right? And it made it much more productive with them. So I like the idea of focusing on a night market in their local town, not something in San Francisco or the Tower of London, right? It's not necessary. It's much better if they can talk about their own personal world. Yeah, I think it's good. Any other questions? All right, thank you, Momo.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, by the way, it doesn't matter if you go a little bit late, right? Because there's plenty of time left here. There's plenty of time for discussion here, right? We don't usually use it.
Okay.
Because there's not a lot of discussion.
Okay, I'll end before the 3:40.
Yeah, if you got until 3:40.
I'll go as fast as I can.
No, I'm saying the opposite. You can take your time.
Okay.
There's no rush. We have plenty of time.
Okay.
3:40 is. Also, it wasn't.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to stand here and give you my report. First of all, I would like to, I'm very grateful to NTNU, which provides the overseas program for 5 weeks in Australia. And second, many thanks go to QUT. The professors there are very passionate and very, they gave us many inspiring instruction in my own teaching activities, and I did learn a lot from that. And third, I would like to express my gratitude to my own team members. Because of them, I can go through my homesick in Australia. My topic here today, my action plan is about the effects of English reading strategy instruction to junior high school students. Why I choose this topic is because of that. We all know that reading is not only a passage. We don't just read and translate line by line or word by word, but teacher can help them to do well on their reading comprehension test. And my focus is on the textbook. So, my motivation here, I was to reflect on my own teaching, share teaching experiences, refresh and redeem myself, and prepare for future teaching. So my action plan objectives is to motivate students in English learning, and my focus is on to make my textbook reading more interesting. And the third one is that through reading strategies, I hope to enhance my students' reading comprehension ability. The students' background information is as shown on screen. They are 8th grade students, and most of them are less interested in learning from the textbook. So most of them feel frustrated in reading comprehension tests. So based on the handling book 3, lesson 8, our first day at Taiping-Shan, I designed some of teaching activities to help them feel that the textbook is more interesting to read. Here is the 3 reading strategies. First of all, about language awareness, I skip new words and have students do silent reading first, and then I establish contest. I activate students' interest. I have download a video clip to arouse their interest. Because the topic is about Taiping-Shan, so the most famous part of Taiping-Shan is the Bongbong train. So I'm very sorry that I try this down. Alright, I'll show you later if I have time. The video is about how the Bongbong train is the actual how it works on the trail. And then before I teach the reading, I ask them some pre-reading questions about. I'm sorry, but should I take my file first and make sure the PT is okay? Sorry.
我刚刚是 OK 的，是你要整个放进去，因为它很会，它差点也会读你那个资料。
This is the Bongbong train.
What train is this? Hong Kong?
Bongbong train.
Hong Kong?
Yeah, because it bumble like the make strong voice. Actually, this Bongbong train is stopped right now because of typhoon since last year. So one of my students, she has the experience of taking the Bongbong train, but she's too shy to share the experience. So I just give them the video clip, and then students can feel why it is called Bongbong train. video, students can also see the reading is about typing shine. So then I will ask them to do the mind mapping. They will come up some words like mountain, falls, lake, trail, hiking, sunrise, sunset, some words like that. So after they saw the video clip, then I asked them some pre-reading questions. Who wrote a letter to Ted? And do you get a picture on the textbook? Where were Amy and her family? And do you get a postcard? What do you see on the postcard? And while or during reading, the reading comprehension strategy, first in terms of predicting. Predicting is about brainstorming, which helps students have product, engage, activate their background and experiences, and enlist new vocabulary here. And about predicting, so what just I mentioned before, the mind mapping is a good activity to help students do the brainstorming. And about the scanning strategy, scanning is for a specific piece of information. For example, names, dates, and definition of a key concept, and to list a certain number of supporting details. So I just have students do the scanning strategy, the activity, but not in front of the beginning, in the beginning of the reading. And then the third strategy is skimming. Skimming is to get a gist, the main idea of the reading, by looking quickly through the text to get a general idea. So students just have to read do the silent reading, then they will know the main idea, get the main idea of the reading. They don't have to understand new words or line by line or translation. And the third strategy is reading for detail. Here I will suggest two activities. The first one is that after you read aloud, that students read aloud, then the teacher can have students do the scramble sequence. That is the teacher cut the reading on a piece of paper. Then the students have to reorder the reading in order. They have to reorder the reading based on their logic or what they just read from the silent reading. And about the information gap, the teacher have divided the students into two groups, Group A and Group B. And the Group A read the reading first, and then Group B asks questions from Group A. Then they take turns. Then both groups of the students can know or understand the reading from the questions. About post-reading strategies. Here, the reading correction is an activity for my 8th grade students. It's based on the text. Some words are designed to let students replace and find synonym or even the sentence patterns. I'll show you. And my students are willing to do this because they can focus on this. I'm sorry. Here, this is the reading from the textbook, lesson 8. Dear Ted, the teacher just have students focus on their textbook. And I will read, today is our first day at typing Shan. At night, then the students have to stop. They have to stop me and correct me. And they will say the right word is noon. So when I went through the reading, students are excited to stop me and say the correct words. even the low achievement students are willing and very happy to do this because they can get a star or a point. So this is very easy and just go quickly to review and let students focus on the reading. And even not only you focus on the words, sometimes I focus on the tense, the verb tense, or whatever you want to focus on. And I'll show you, like the second sentence. We walk along the trail to the falls. We can change the sentence pattern here, like we walk along the trail to the falls. We took a walk along the trail to the falls. Or we went to Maoxin by bonbon train, and we can change the sentence pattern as we took the bonbon train to Maoxin, because it's the grammar, it's the sentence patterns in this book, in this lesson. And the third one, you can have students find a synonym of the words, some words you want to focus on, like wonderful. What is the synonym of wonderful? And they will have the answer like great or amazing, something like that. Okay. Then they will find the reading is not just a reading, not just translation. So my students are very excited to do this. And the fourth strategy about post-reading is drawing the diagram. The purpose of drawing the diagram is to help students identify the topic, get a main idea, and understanding the organization of the test. And the fifth is the rounding dictation. This activity I strongly recommend teachers to do because it's very simple and it's very, I think, practical for students because the teacher will keep students busy, and especially the best time to practice this activity is the first class in the afternoon. Then you don't have to wake up students because they would just wake up and just get very excited. The procedure here is that the teacher has to explain the rules clearly and then have students in pair. The rule is that English only, no Chinese, no accident. And the fourth is that the different jobs of the runner and the writer. The job of the runner is to run, read a sentence, pass it on the wall, and speak to the writer. And the writer has to listen to and write down what the runner said. And I have to mention that it's not very easy to have students in pair. But what I did in my classroom is very simple. There are about 6 lines in my own classroom, and I just have line 1 and line 2 sit together, and then they are paired. And it didn't take too much time for a teacher to pair the students. Okay. And the time is depending on the teacher, whether 3 or 5 minutes is okay. So this is the textbook reading from my own classroom, and they are doing the silent reading first. And this is my students' work. On the left, the picture shows that the graphic organizer. The students have to identify the topic and the supporting idea or details, and they have to work it in group. And on the right side, this is the worksheet that I mentioned before. It's about pre-test reading questions, post-reading questions. And the last one is that part C. What I did is that I just have my students write down their favorite sentence in the reading. And this is very simple. Even low achievement students can do this. And
About drawing a diagram, this is another lesson. I have students do their work. It's a fishbowl, and the main idea, the topic is stress. So about the fishbowl, that is why they're stressed. Where is their stress come from? Their schoolwork, parents, friends, or even the teacher. And under the fishbowl, that is their solution. How do they deal with their stress? Like watch TV, sleep, play video games, and so on. And after the activity, the teacher can know that different students have different ability. Even though they are not very good at English, but they still can have ability of drawing. So this is a big chance for students to show their different ability. And this is about learning detention. We can see that students are impaired and they are focused on their writing. And this is the first class in the afternoon, but students are very excited and very busy. About my students' feedback, students show greater interest in English learning, especially on the textbook reading, and they have fun. And the second, students improved their reading comprehension through strategic teaching. And I will show you the result. How did they improve? I choose this book, English Reading Strategy in Junior High School, published by 101. I'm not very sure when I apply these teaching activities on my students and the textbook, whether or not if they work. So I gave students for pre-test. It's about 10 questions, 2 passages to 10 questions. Every question has a purpose, like identifying the topic, scheming, synonym, main idea, and conclusion. So this is the pre-test before I demonstrate those teaching activities. And students show their answers are quite unsatisfied. About scheming, there are 20 errors, scheming 33, and main idea 15, and conclusion 26. However, at the end of the semester, I have them do a post-test. Not the same passages, but the 7 passages from the book. And quite the same, identifying the topic, scheming, synonym, and main idea. And as the table shows, we can see that students did improve a lot in especially scheming ability, and judging the main idea. So I really think that if students can have some fun in the textbook reading, they can do better. About my personal reflection, I think those teaching activities are quite time-consuming, but it is worth trying. Really worth trying, because when you see students are excited about those teaching activities, and you can see their expectation from their eyes. I think although it's time-consuming, but really worth it trying. And the second is that these teaching activities help you create dynamics within class. That is, the class is not dull or boring anymore. Not every class you apply these activities, but you can apply one
just one for one lesson. That's enough, and it can last long. And the third is that applying this program and applying these teaching activities give me new perspectives in teaching. I know that I'm not alone. There are many teachers really work harder than me. So I think I should keep trying and prepare for my future teaching. And the fourth is that a carrot is better than a stick. That is, we all know that encouragement is better than punishment. So, though they didn't do very well in the beginning, but the more encouragement, the better they did. And finally, I would like to share 4 lines about a teacher. As being a teacher, I think we have to take a hand, opens a mind, touches a heart, and shapes the future for the students and for ourselves, and especially for myself. So I think going abroad is not just a beginning and end, but I think it can maximize our best and to do our best for the student and really to make a change in my own life experiences. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you. Any questions? Yes, please.
I promise you one quick one. I noticed in your results that there were improvements in everything except synonyms. They seem to make more. Do you have any explanation why that might happen?
Yeah, I know your problem. The question is that I think they memorized two less words. I think that's one part we should try our best. Students, they give up reading because there are too many new words in the reading. So that is one part of the reading comprehension. So my suggestion is that students still have to memorize words. But because it's just the seventh passage for students, I think I can work. The part I can work is that help students not only memorize new words, but help them or teach them to guess from the above sentence or the next sentence. So that is one way we can work together.
Thank you. All right, time for a break. We need to come to. Thank you, Esther.